Oh, there we go. There's the bell. All right. Okay, all right. So there's the bell. Go ahead, do the do now. Okay. And press pause, and then we'll come back. Okay. All right. So let's go to do now. I don't know if you noticed, but I changed the color to purple. Do you know why that is? Yep, right. New marking period, right? It's marking period 4 now. So, okay. All right. Let's do this now. Let's find the perimeter. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to add these three sides up. Now, the way I add it, it's actually kind of strategic. And you'll see why in a second. So let's add these three to find the perimeter. Okay, so let's find like terms first. So who's in the same family? Let's see. We got the number family. All right. And then we got the letter family. Now, when I picked this question, I thought these were all Y's, but they're not. So you see that? There are three different families here. This complicates things a little bit. Okay, so let's see. So let's combine the numbers first, okay? So 11 plus 3, that's 14. 14 minus 8 is 6, right? Now, y is on its own. So I'm just going to rewrite this, all right? And then I got negative 2x plus 4, all right? Or rather, you can think of it as 4x minus 2x, right? So that's 2x. So that's it, okay? Let's rearrange this. So this would be 2x plus y plus 6. Okay? Now, the reason why I have to arrange it in such a way is because if I wrote it like this, that's a 2. Ay, ay, ay. Let me erase this. Right? You will see this, the minus 8 plus 3, even though we ended up doing it anyway, right? With the negative 2x plus 4x. I just wanted to see if you guys remember that. Okay, so there we go. There's our answer. Let's see. There's homework tonight. Okay, so do the 5 problems. Quiz. I think 100 people turn in the quizzes. Now, did I do one myself? No, I didn't do one. So 100 people turn the quizzes. So I'm probably about, 10 less than what I normally get, and then probably 15. Actually, no, 5. No, 15 less than the total. 15 to 20 less than the total. Okay, the grades were good for the most part. I think I looked at the stats. I think 3/4 of the people had a grade of 90 or more. So that's good. Okay, so 75% of you got a 90 or 100. So that's fantastic. So you guys know what you're doing. Okay, that's good. Let's see, announcements. Okay, attendance. If you're, well, not only if you have me, but if you have your other teachers, make sure you sign into your homeroom, because officially starting today, we're taking attendance across homerooms. Okay, so try to do it, and then when you do it, try not to be late. Okay, do it by 3 p.m. Homeroom attendance. Okay, Friday homework. Okay. So for the quiz, it kind of cracked me up, because the first 7 people, so last Friday, once I made the announcement, right, with the extra credit, once I made the announcement and I looked at it, the first 7 out of the first 7 people who handed it in, one person followed my directions. And I thought that was kind of funny, like basically no one listened to me. And then as the quizzes starts coming in, I would say more than half, okay? I would say 60-40 of the people actually like actually follow the directions. And then of those who follow the directions, I think probably another 3/4 of the people who follow directions actually got full credit because they didn't do they didn't capitalize their last name. Okay, so all right, late homeworks. What am I talking about here? Oh, I'm sending in your grades today to your parents, so go ahead and look at it. I made a. I don't know if I told you this on Friday, but I wrote this in the email to your parents that what did I do? Oh yeah, so I combined. So originally I had a separate grade book for remote learning, and I realized that wasn't gonna work because then that means when I show your parents your report card grades, I have to send them the remote one and then also the one that were used in class, right? So that was not gonna work. So what I did was this, all right, and you can check it yourself. When your parents get the email with your grades on it, all the numbers are the same. Okay. Now I decided not to use the last two quizzes. So instead, you know how we had two quizzes and a unit exam before we had to stay home. So I'm gonna use only those grades instead. So it would be your classwork up until that point, your homework up until that point, and then your quizzes and exams up until that point. All right, and anything you did at home afterwards, I'm not gonna count it for now. Okay, so all those numbers then, the new stuff that you did would be in a bright pink color. All right, so that way like you can kind of tell the difference between the two. Okay, all right. I don't think anyone skipped questions on the quiz. Actually, I think one person skipped questions on the quiz. All right. So hopefully by noon today, would have emailed your parents already. Tell them that they have 24 hours to ask me any questions regarding your grade, and then by noon tomorrow, I'm gonna put the grades into. I'm gonna email the grades to Miss Beth, and then we'll have to figure out how to get the grades to you. Okay. Spring break. I wouldn't say I can't talk about it, but I don't want to talk about it. That would add more confusion. So I might have to tell you guys what the deal is for spring break this Wednesday instead. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So this is our lesson for today. So here's what we've done so far in the past. Oh, we only started last Friday, right? So last Friday we started this, okay, the distributive property before you took the quiz. And then afterwards, I gave you an analogy, right? The salad analogy, right? When you distribute, you saw a YouTube video real quick. Maybe not real quick, maybe it was like 5 minutes. All right. And then we talked about how to use this to write this. Right? And then we distribute, remember the double rainbow thing, right? And then we did one of these questions together. So that's where we're left. All right. I was looking for a video to show you guys this, but none of which are very good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. So we'll do this today. If you want extra practice, they're down there. Okay, I'll show you that again in a second. We'll distribute some more, and then I think tomorrow we're gonna do distributive property and combining like terms. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's start. By the way, so one of the things that I'm becoming aware of is, and I'm actually not aware of, is that I don't know how much work you guys are getting. Okay, from your other teachers. So let me know if the work I'm giving you is too much. I mean, my goal has always been sticking to like a one period format, right? So like getting everything done in 40 minutes. So yeah, I don't know if what I'm doing is too much, but what you also need to do in comparison is think about the work in math compared to the other classes too. So you might want to balance that out. Okay, so before you tell me that I'm giving you too much work, which is very possible actually. think about how it compares to your other classes and how, if you added them all up, how many hours of work that actually is. Okay. All right. Okay. So here again, double rainbow time, right? Which means multiplication. So 12 times y is 12y. 12 times, now this is a minus, right? 12 times 3 is what? Yep, 36. Okay, all right. Why don't you try these 3 on your own? So press pause, try these 3 on your own, okay? Because I don't think these are so difficult that you can't do it immediately. So press pause, do these, and then we'll come back and go over it. Okay, all right, so let's see. So 7 times a is 7a, right? Plus 14. Okay, all right, this one. All right, double rainbow, 10 times 9 is 90, plus 10 times b is what? Yep, 10b. Now, if you want to stick with O Manning method, right? 10b plus 90, just switch them around, okay? All right, that's a plus sign, by the way. You might think that's a division sign just because the way the color changes in the marker, okay? All right, last one. 3 times d is 3d minus 33, right? Minus 33. Okay, all right. So what I'm going to do right now is leave this up here. If you want a little more practice, that's up to you. Okay, so how are we doing on time? Yeah, we're all right. So go ahead and do these questions. If you feel like you need more practice, honestly, I think for almost all of you, you don't need the extra practice. I think you guys know what you're doing. Okay? All right. So let's switch around now. Now I want to show you this. What's the difference between what we're doing here? You might think it looks a little different, right? What's the difference between this and this? One more time. This and this. What's the difference? This and this. Yeah, the number on the outside that you have to multiply everything inside with, right? That number on the outside, they're all fractions, okay? Which occasionally will happen. Not that much, really. Not in the 6th grade at least. But I think it's good for you guys to at least have seen it and try to do it. Now, technically, nothing new here because, what happened? Because technically, what happened to my rainbow? Oh, nothing's changing? What happened? Did I lose my magic powers? Oh, there we go. Right? Technically, it's not like you never multiply a fraction with a whole number, right? So watch this. So I'm gonna have to rewrite this because I need this for next year. Should have typed it in, but all right. So watch this, right? So we distribute this. Now, what is 1/2 times 2? Right? Let me put this on the side down here. 1/2 times 2. Right? Cancel, cancel. So it's just 1, right? So that's 1x. Or just x. 1/2 times 6. What's 1/2 times 6? Right, you could do 6 over 1, right? And then cross cancel. So that's 3, right? 1 times 3, right? It's 3. 1 times 1 is 1. So that's just x plus 3. That's it. Okay? All right. Now, let's try a couple more together. Aye. Okay. All right. So this one, what's going on here? All right. I'm not gonna wait. Okay. So likewise, right? We have 1/3 times 9, right? So what's 1/3 times 9? Yeah, 3, right? 3x. And then plus, what's 1/3 times 12? Yeah, 4, right? And there you go, okay? Nothing crazy. All right, now let's see how we're doing here. You know what? Try this one on your own, okay? Try this one, because the questions after this gets a little bit harder. Okay, all right, and we're back. So let's try this. So we have the double rainbow, right? So let's see, 1/5 times 10x, right? What would that be? What's 1/5 times 10? Yeah, 2, right? So 2x, right? Don't forget about the x. Minus 1/5 times 25? Yeah, 5, right? So it's like asking yourself this, right? Remember the word of means multiplication. What's 1/5 of 10? What's 1/5 of 25? Okay, now let's do some of these harder questions. So look at this one, right? We have 3/8 times 1/5 x, and then 3/8 times 4. Now I did that on purpose because not everything you can cross cancel. So watch this, right? So 3 times 1, right? We're just multiplying. So in other words, we're just doing 3/8 times 1/5, right? Over here, right? So 3 times 1, that's 3. 8 times 5 is 40. X plus, now what is 3/8 times 4? So we'll do that here. So now I got to put a 1 underneath it. You can cross cancel here, so you choose to, okay? 3 over 2, right? So 3 times 1 is 3. 2 times 1 is 2. That's it. Okay? So these don't look as crisp as the last questions in the last page, because you know you have a bunch of fractions going on, so it gets a little bit messy. Okay, all right. So here we have 10 times 5 over 2. So on your paper, write down what's 10 times 5 over 2. Yep, right. So you cross cancel, right? 2 going to 2 once, 2 going to 10 5 times. So 5 is 25. Minus, and then now minus 10 times 12x. How many x's are there? Right, 120x. Okay, all right. Let's see. Let's try one more. Oh, you can't do these last ones? Yeah, you can. Only number 8 actually. So do me a favor, okay? Since that's the case, go ahead and try 6 on your own. So press pause, take 5 minutes, okay? And then we'll come back and do it. Okay, all right, and we're back. Now, I'm gonna rewrite this. So do you remember when you multiply fractions, mixed numbers with numbers, other fractions or whole numbers? What do you have to do when you multiply mixed numbers? Yeah, you have to turn that into an improper fraction, right? So what's 1.5 as an improper fraction? Yeah, 3 over 2. So I'm gonna rewrite this whole thing. 3 over 2 times 3x minus 1/4, like so. Okay? Now, here 3 over 2 times 3, what would that be? Yeah, 9 over 2, right? So 9 over 2x, right? This is this. This gives you, oops. This gives you the 9 over 2x, and then you multiply. Now, 3/2 times 1/4. Let me do it on the side. Right, 3 times 1 is 3. So minus. 3 times 1 is 3. 2 times 4 is 8. Okay? All right. If you got questions on this, tell me in an email or on the blog, and I will maybe give you more of these questions. Okay? Although I like from a test exam perspective, from a 6th grade, you won't see much of this. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, these you can, because there's a negative sign outside. Okay, so we're not there yet. I think you should try 8 though. All right, 9 you can do, 10 you can do. Okay, all right. So try 8 on your own right now. So take about 5 minutes and try 8. Okay, now look at 8, right? How is 8 different from anything you've done on this page right now? So look at 8 and look at the rest of them. How is number 8 different than these guys? Yeah, the number is in the back. So that doesn't mean you can't distribute though. So I'm going to rewrite it for you. All you have to do is put it in the front. Now, some of you might say, Mr. Ring, why is it okay for me to put the number in the front? And I'll tell you this. You notice how this is multiplication, right? So this whole thing is multiplied to this, right? Isn't multiplication commutative, meaning you can just switch them around? So in other words, isn't 3 times 5 the same thing as 5 times 3? So if I write it like this, where the number's in the back, I could just simply switch this and put this to the front. It wouldn't change anything. So that's why it's okay to do that, because multiplication is commutative. Okay, you can just swap them around like that. So notice how nothing changed inside the parentheses, right? All I did was put that number, that fraction in the front. Now, having said that, okay, if you were stuck at first, you can press pause right now and finish the question, okay, if you want to. Okay, all right, so now 4 times, so I'm going to turn this into improper fraction first. So 4 times 2 is 8. Oh, by the way, for that last one, if you want to turn this into an improper, into a mixed number, you can. So you can do 4.5 x minus 3/8. Same thing, okay? Nothing wrong with that. Either one is fine. I don't have a preference, okay? All right, so this times 1. Now, I got to turn this into a improper fraction first. So that's 4/3 minus 3x. Let's see now. Great, these cancels out, right? These also can cancel out. See? All right, great question, which means probably I didn't write that. So 3 times 1 is 3, 1 times 1. So that's just 3, right? Minus 3 times, no, I gotta actually do the double rainbow. So if you did 3 times 3x, that's wrong. This was the original number. It's 9/4 times 3x, actually. Okay, do you understand what I'm saying? Don't cross cancel this whole thing and then take this number. Like this isn't the result because it was originally in the front. This is the result of cross canceling here. This has nothing. This guy here, the 3, has nothing to do with negative 3x here, minus 3x. You have to take back the original number, so which is 9/4. So 9/4 times 3x, what is that? 9 times 3 is 27 over 4x. Okay, so that's that. Now, if you want to rewrite it like this as a mixed number, I think it's 6 3/4 x. That's fine too. Okay, let's see. Let me double check the fraction. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, that's a lot. I know this is still a lot for today. So let's see what should we do. How are we doing on time? 23. You probably took another 15 minutes practice. Okay, you know what? Just so that we can continue in a consistent basis. I don't want to start this because I think this is a lot of new stuff for you guys today. So, and we're not in class, so I can't just scan across the class and like see whether you guys understand this or not. So, yeah, let me stop here, okay? Don't sweat this part too much, all right? Like, if you're ever gonna see fractions being distributed, it'll be something like 1, 2, and 3. Like, it'll hardly be 4, 5, or 6, all right? Although, what I'm trying to say is in the very rare occasion that you see questions like 4, 5, 6, you should be familiar with it enough in order to be able to solve it. So if I were you, and you want some more practice just to kind of like, firm up your knowledge of today, try these extra questions, okay? So take about like 5 to 8 minutes, all right? And try these questions. I think this is as good a place to stop as any other, all right? So once you've got that, tomorrow we'll do distributive property and combining like terms together, okay? That's going to be interesting, all right? And Okay. All right. So have a good day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right. Bye-bye. Okay. Oh, there we go. There's the bell. All right. Don't tell me you don't miss that bell.
OMG, that was so good.